Hey everyone, and welcome back to my mini series. This is all about Amazon Australia, the opportunity of a lifetime. And right now it is Q4. We had Black Friday, Cyber Monday not long ago, and it's one of the best times of year to be an Amazon seller. If you currently have a product selling on Amazon Australia, you probably would have noticed the 4, 5, 6x in sales. Huge volume comes through for people buying Christmas presents. And this is also leading into the new year. So you want to make sure you're selling as many products as possible because you want to have a really good ranking going into January. So welcome back to my mini series. I'm Chris Steff. If you haven't been here before, I speak about everything Amazon and specifically Amazon Australia. There is such a gold rush in Amazon Australia right now, and we are here to cash in it and capitalize. And I want to give you all the tips and tricks that I'm using right now to be a successful Amazon seller. So today I want to break down what Q4 is and what the benefits and the consequences are around Q4 and how you can really capitalize on one of the busiest times of years as an Amazon seller. So first off, what is Q4? Now, throughout the year, you have 4 quarters. You have January, February, March is Q1, and then going into Q4, you have October, November, December. Now, Q4 is one of the most exciting times of year as the Amazon seller because this is where a huge amount of customers come to shop. You have Christmas, you have the Black Friday sales, Cyber Monday sales, which normally happen at the end of November. This is leading into those big Christmas sales. So sales always pick up around the mid-November, sometimes early November mark, and they normally scale all the way through to the end of December because after Christmas you also get the Boxing Day sale period. And then from here, you go into January and it's a New Year's, New Year, New Me. So there's always more sales here, depending on the product as well. If you have a product that is a good New Year's product, you will see an increase in sales as well. But we're talking about more so Q4 and what you can do in Q4 and what you want to expect. Now, it is a big opportunity. It is a big opportunity if you have your product ready to go. If your product is live and it's selling, it is a big opportunity and you need to be prepared. We often see a 4 to 6, sometimes more, 7x on our products. So this means you have to have the capacity to be able to keep up with demand, which means you need to preempt an order months in advance. You need to be thinking, okay, well, if I'm doing 5 to 10 products a day, I'm expecting that I'm going to do at least 30 products a day minimum. And I'm going to have the capacity to actually sell those products because during these periods, everyone runs into sales. And that means you're going to drop the price, you're going to have a little bit lower margin, but you're going to sell a lot of inventory. And this is going to really set you up to stay as high as possible with your ranking. So let's dive a little bit deeper into what you should be looking for and what you should be doing going into Q4 to make sure that you can stay on top of sales and make the most of this crazy period. So there's 3 things I want to talk about to begin with. There's selling through excess stock, there's increase in your ranking, and there's also a big opportunity for a large amount of revenue and a large amount of sales to be made. Now let's start off with selling through excess stock. For example, if you have a few extra products or you have a few products that aren't doing as well, they're not performing as well, and you want to get your cogs back, you want to get that money back. This is a great opportunity to do a price drop and sell through that inventory. You may not want to go with this product again. It might be a product that is no longer trending, but this is a perfect time to clear out old inventory, clear out excess inventory that you may have over ordered in the past because you know you're going to have the numbers here. This is a perfect time to do that. Next, we have increased ranking. Now, increased ranking and sales, they kind of work hand in hand. So the idea is that this is a period where, like I said before, you can 4, 5, 6, 7x your sales, which is going to increase your ranking overall. Now, ranking, I talk about this all the time, but it's so important. Where you rank on page 1 is critical. The higher you rank on page 1, the better you're going to perform, the better sales you're going to get, the more organic sales you're going to get, and the more profit you're going to make. So you can't be scarce about running deals here. You need to run deals. You need to try to get into Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Christmas deals, Boxing Day deals, because you're going to have to offer a price drop, and this is going to increase your sales. This is going to increase the chance of customers wanting to purchase you because there's going to be a discount there, and people always get excited about a discount. So this is a amazing opportunity every year. There's also Prime Day, which is in July, which is another similar opportunity, but I believe that Q4 is actually where you make more money over a longer period of time. Prime Day goes for a week, or Prime Week goes for a week, where Q4 and Black Friday and Cyber Monday, the sales really do start picking up end of October, early November, and they carry all the way through to the end of December with a short period around Christmas where it slows down because obviously you can't get the products there in time. So there's a longer period of here where you can really tap in to the larger volumes of customers. And this is not only going to increase your sales, which increases your revenue and increases your profit, but this is going to increase your organic ranking. And what you have to be aware of is that other people are going to be doing this too. Other sellers are going to be doing this too. So you can't have a back step and look and be like, no, I'm not going to hold my price because my margins are a little bit low. You need to run deals. Otherwise, you're going to get left behind in the crowd of sellers that are all pushing their product to sell through and try to make the most of this crazy period. Now, that kind of leads me to the next point I want to talk about, which is running out of stock. Now, it is typical as a new seller to not order enough stock because you are tight with cash flow or you're still not confident in your product. And even as a more experienced seller like myself, we from time to time have these problems. Just recently, we actually ran out of stock of one of our top selling products, or it was our top selling product. Previous years, it was one of our main marquee products. This year, it's tapered off a little bit, and we actually underestimated how many units we would sell, and we sold way more in our November sales period, which actually caused us to run out of stock going into the middle of December. So we actually missed out on about a week to 10 days worth of sales in a really critical period. On the back end of this, it's not as bad because we sold over 500 units in a very small period, which means that we're still going to have a good ranking from this. However, we could have sold 700 units. So we've lost out a couple of hundred units there. And that was just mainly because of this product not selling as well, also being slightly seasonal. And the numbers were showing in the lead up months that we're only doing a few units a day. And we ended up doing huge amounts a day, 10, 20, 30 units a day, all throughout October, November, December. So it's one thing to be careful of. You've got to be careful of running out of stock, because if you do run out of stock for too long a period, it can really be detrimental. You could run these good discounts, these sales, these lower margins for a period of time. But if you then run out of stock and don't have stock for another 45 days, you're going to lose your badge, the 130 days or 230 days. You're going to lose some of your ranking, and it's a bit of a waste of time running these sales. So you still have to run sales, but there's a few tips I can give you if you don't have the capacity or you start selling so many that you can't keep up with the demand. So one is you should be doing planning prior to Q4. You should be thinking about the numbers, like I said, 3-4x minimum on your products. So you should already have the capacity and be ordering for this number. So if you normally sell 100 units a month, or you sell, say, 50 units a month, you need to have at least 200 units going into Q4. So that's 200 units arriving early November. I would even be looking at having more than that, 250, 300, because then at least you have some going into January. It doesn't matter if you've got a bit excess, you're going to top up, it's going to go into January. That's tip number one. To do this, look at your last 30 days of sales, average it out per day, and then you can work out, okay, well, if I've done 30 sales this month, that's one sale a day. I'm going to do 4 sales a day. That's 4 times 30, 30, 60, 90, 120. So you're looking at 4x of what you'd be doing. That's the easiest way of doing it. And this is the way I do it when I start planning my inventory. I look at the sell-through rate, and then I put a 4, 5, 6x depending on the product, depending on how it's trending. And that's what I expect to get during the Q4 period. The next thing to do, if you're registered for a Black Friday deal, these normally go in Australia for 2 weeks, or a Cyber Monday, or you've got some sort of Boxing Day deal, and you have to let them know how many units you want to sell. So you can put in there 200 units, 300 units. If your capacity in your stock at the time is only 300 units and you've put a sale on for 300 units and you're selling through all of November, a smart thing to do would be to cancel that sale maybe at the 200 mark. So you've still got 100 units left. Your price goes back up. You get better margins, better profit, and then you actually can hold your ranking longer. You may not get as many sales during that sale period now because you no longer have a sale, but you're also not going to sell through all your units and then have no sales during December, which could be detrimental to January and the start of the new year. So these are the 2 tips that I would give. And I guess the last one is, if you're running big PPC campaigns, slow them right down. Just turn on your high performing ones, the ones with low ACOS, and turn off all your other keywords that are low performing. That's a little bit more advanced, but if you're doing PPC at the moment, I'd be looking at which keywords are doing really well, and if you can cut the ones down and cut out the fat, so you're just using your main ones and making the most money for as little spend as possible. So here's a little example up on the screen. This is what we were doing going into November. You can see early November sales were sort of the same old, and they started to pick up on the 15th of November, 16th of November, and from here, they just skyrocketed all through that Black Friday period, all the way through to early December. You can see the drop off after the 2 week period of sales. However, we still went from early November doing on average about $1,000 a day to doing about $2,500 a day in early December. So even though the big November 2 week period of Black Friday, Cyber Monday finished, we were still over 50% to 75% increase in sales in the early December period. And this would have continued on and a little bit more. It does pick back up again, middle of December, that last minute rush before Christmas. So you can see how we performed with a couple of products in Amazon Australia. Really successful period, has really set us up for January, and we're looking to capitalize on the large amount of sales during this time. Now, before I get rid of these results, I did want to just explain one of the reasons why there was such a big spike in here. Now, for a couple of our products, we are Amazon's Choice. Now, Amazon's Choice looks like this, and when you get that badge, it gives you like just the sort of confidence as a customer to buy the product. Amazon is recommending this product, which means this is a highly sought after product. People are buying this, it has good reviews, and having the Amazon's Choice badge is really great going into a sales period. So if you can be up organically number 1, 2, 3, or 4, you're already ranking really well for a product. If you have an Amazon's Choice badge or top seller, this instantly makes customers want to purchase and trust you. So we had Amazon's Choice for a couple of products going into this November period, this November sales period, which increases the chance of being purchased, because not only is there a discount sale, but they also have the trust of Amazon's Choice. So that's where this spike comes from. You can see the instant spike. Having Amazon's Choice is really helpful. And this is one of the goals you're going to be aiming for as a new seller or as a seller in general, is to try to get Amazon's Choice badge or a top seller badge, because it will help you increase sales. Now, I also want to share with you one of our students' results, Troy. He just hit his first 50K month. You can see from this image here, he did 50Ks in 30 days with a singular product. So a big shout out to Troy as well. He's part of our Conquer ANZ Academy. He just did 50K with one simple kitchen product, and he's absolutely smashed it. He's about to launch his second product under the same brand, and he's also thinking about taking it into Canada because there's huge opportunity there. So big shout out to Troy, just one of our many students who's killing on Amazon Australia right now, and doing a 50K month is just amazing. Like, he's on track and to continue on with his growth, and he's getting bigger and better every week, and absolute amazing efforts there from Troy. So next up, I want to talk to you about the ability to push into other markets. So we spoke about Amazon Australia, and Amazon Australia is my market of choice. I literally could not bang on about this anymore. I've been talking about this for 2 years, and there's continuous growth year after year in Amazon Australia. This year we've done over 500K in Amazon Australia alone. It is literally a perfect marketplace to cash in with low competition, a massive opportunity, and just consistent growth. Now, we're continuing to double down on Amazon Australia, and we speak about this because we love it and we know it works and we know how easy it is with very little complications. Going into big marketplaces like the US, UK, there is a lot more complications. Europe, there is so much more. Now, we sell in those marketplaces, but I really wish we only focus on Amazon Australia. And next year, we are going to solely focus on Amazon Australia because there is so much opportunity, and year after year, we see the intense growth. Like I mentioned, Troy just did 50K. We've done 100K this year. We've done 500K total. It's just the best marketplace. But what I do want to elaborate on is that the reason I say this is we actually start all of our new products here. So every time we launch a new product, we currently have 7 products on the market under one brand. Every time we launch a new product, we start it in Amazon Australia. The reason being is, like I said, low competition, easy to get that top ranking, easy to get sales, and it also tests the product for us. We get reviews, and then we go into other marketplaces if the capacity is there. So one such marketplace I want to discuss is Canada. Canada is a similar marketplace to Australia when it comes to lower competition and an easier barrier to entry. So if you're killing it in Amazon Australia, if your products are flying, if you've got that Amazon's Choice badge, if you're hitting a capacity where you're just not making any more sales, for example, one of our products has about 90% of the revenue of that niche. There's no other products really even getting close. We have done over 40K, 42K in the last 30 days with this one product. So it's just absolutely smashing it. And we've kind of hit that capacity. So what this does is this gives us the ability to say, okay, well, we're maxing out our inventory here. We're maxing out the amount of sales we can have, but we can potentially push this into other marketplaces if there is capacity. So for this exact product, we launched this in Canada. We already knew that there was low competition over there. We knew that we could beat the competition. We could easily make money over there. There was high demand, higher demand than there was in Australia. And we'd already tested the product in Australia. We had the reviews, so we were ready to go. So we basically took this product over to Canada and we had instant success. And you can see from the results above, we just did a 30-day period of the November all the way through to early December. And we almost cracked the 90K Canadian, which is the equivalent of about $95,000 Australian. We were very close to hitting that 100K mark, and we did just sell out of stock about 3 or 4 days ago, and we'll be back in stock in a couple of days. So we're only going to be out of stock for about a week in Canada, which is really good and really successful. And we actually weren't prepared for this in Canada. We knew we were selling well, but we had a huge growth here. You can see some days we did almost 6.5, 7K days. So we had some really big days in Canada. But I only say this because I want you guys to see Amazon Australia as a launch pad to start. I want you to see Amazon Australia as a place to learn the ropes, as a place to make money. Like I said, Troy made 50K not long ago. We've done 100K months. We've done 500K in the last year. I wanted you guys to see that this is a launch platform to get you started. This is a place where you can come in and have very little difficulty with other sellers. You can come in and have low competition. You can come in, there's gaps throughout the market where there's money to be made. You can make 1 to 5K in your first month and then just learn the ropes, learn what works, learn how to optimize your listing, learn how to get better at PPC, learn how to capitalize on having a better hero shot, learn how deals work, learn how coupons work. Learn all this in Australia before you even think of going to a marketplace like Canada, because then you've got your stripes. I bang on about this all the time, and I'm sorry if it just keeps doing it, but I want you guys to get this in your head. I want you guys to understand the opportunity that Australia currently has in 2024, end of 2024, going into 2025, because it's just continuing to boom. So if you can come in and launch your first product and learn and get those stripes early, you have the ability to then take these products to other marketplaces where they can be profitable and where you can make even more money. So that's what I wanted to talk about around the opportunity of other marketplaces. But I honestly believe you have to launch in Australia first, especially if you're Australian. Launch here first, make the most of this growing marketplace before you look anywhere else. Now, guys, let's talk about discounts. I want to talk about discounting your product. This time of year, you have to run discounts. As you can see from this image here, you can see the price discounts, you can see the drop, you can see what happens when Black Friday happens, you can see what happens when Cyber Monday happens. There's always price drops. Now, a lot of sellers run deals between 15 and 20%. That's normally the minimum you have to run through Amazon, and people will run these deals, which means you have to be prepared for lower margins. People often make the mistake of holding a higher price, which allows competition to come in and jump you. If you think your higher price that's been selling really well throughout the year is going to beat someone who comes in $20, $30 cheaper than you, then you're living in fairy tale land. It's not going to happen. People want deals, people want sales, and they're going to go onto Amazon looking for the best price. So if your product is similar to someone else's and they're running a deal with 20, 30% off, $30, $40 off, they're going to purchase that product. And you're going to slowly see this sort of seesaw event of your product going down the ranking and their products jumping you. So you don't want that to happen. So you have to be prepared to run lower margins during this period. For example, one of our products, we ran at 10% margins. Now that's low. We're normally aiming for 25 to 30% margins. We ran that product at 10% margin, which gave us little room for PPC and little room to move around, but it increased our sales, which got our ranking up. So as soon as that sale finished, we went back to full price, 25 to 30% margins. And we're making much more money. So be prepared to run deals. Now, with running deals, you can run coupons, you can run Amazon actual deals, which are specific to Black Friday, Boxing Day sales, or you can just do a price drop. Now, price drops work really well. So what this means is that you'd be holding your price through the last 30 days and you do a price drop, and it will show a markdown and say that your price is the lowest it's been in 30 days. So for this to work, you have to make sure that you know what your lowest price was in the last 30 days, and then you have to do a discount on that. I normally look to make it a nice even number, so you do a 10%, 15%, 20% discount, so it looks really sexy for the customer and entices them to purchase. So these sales periods happen throughout November, December. You'll see lightning deals, you'll see sales, best deals. People can run these whenever. The main one is Black Friday, which normally starts on the 21st in Australia. Well, this year it started on the 21st of November and finished on the 2nd of December. So 2-week period, which is insane, but a huge opportunity for you guys and a great place to be if you're a seller. But if you can't get into these, do not worry, run a massive coupon, run a discount. The only thing you're not going to get is you're not going to have your product on certain pages where it says Black Friday pages. Now, I want to come at you from a different angle. We've been talking only about selling, about making money, about running through stock and gaining that ranking. But what if you are new to Amazon? What if you're here watching this video and you're looking for product research tips? You're like this time of year and you're looking for products and you see the numbers just ding, 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 just flying. And you might be getting super excited, but you have to be careful about the product research at this time of year. Now, we use a company called Zonguru. It is a software. I have talked about Zonguru in the past. There is a link below if you want to go check it out. But this is perfect because this tells you the data. So you can see the numbers, see the revenue, see what products are making. One tool inside Zonguru is called Sales Spy. So you can compare the data from now to what it was 3 months ago, to what it was last year. So what I'm looking for at this time of year, if you're doing product research, is you got to realize that revenue is increasing 3 or 4, 5x. So the revenue you're seeing there is not what you're going to get during the middle of the year. There's also seasonal products. They might be going into summer. They might be going into Christmas ideas. All these things that might peak during this period need to be looked out for and need to be aware of. So if you're doing product research right now, be careful. Look when you're doing it and make sure you do your keyword research and make sure then you do those keywords and run it through Sales Spy to see what sort of products are doing in the middle of the year, because you could just find a product that's absolutely killing it November, December, but then it quietens off for the rest of the year. And then you're over ordering or ordering too much and expecting high numbers when you've gone off numbers that are inflated. So be very careful right now if you're a new seller or if you're learning Amazon, because right now everything's inflated and it's still a good opportunity to have a look around. There's a good opportunity to see what products are absolutely flying, but it is one you have to be careful with and make sure that you do analyze the data properly. A good way is to look at numbers from the previous Christmas period as well. If you want to see how the product is trending, you could compare it to last Christmas period and be like, okay, well, this product did $100,000 in 2 months between November and December. This year, it's only done $50,000 between November and December. Potentially that product is trending downwards. Potentially that the person selling that is there's more competition. These are the little things you gotta look out for. So just comparing the data over a 12-month period rather than just comparing it over the last 2 months in the November-December period is critical to make sure that you're not over-investing or picking a product that maybe doesn't have as much potential as you may think. So overall, this has been an exciting year as a seller. This has been an exciting period for me. I really wanted to share with you how we've been Black Friday, how we've been going, what Q4 is all about, and how important it is. We've now done over 420,000 AUD globally, which shows that Amazon Australia is making up about a quarter of our revenue. And like I said, Amazon Australia is the place to be. This is where we start all our products and we only send them to other marketplaces if we have the capacity. We're a large global brand here, but we are focusing a lot of our energy into Amazon Australia. And that's why I continue to educate on all the things Amazon and specifically in Australia. So it's been a really fun year this year. I can't wait to get into 2025. This is going to be the last video of 2024. Next year is going to be bigger and better. If you want to learn more about me, go check out my socials, Chris_Steph on Instagram. Or if you want to learn more about the Conquer AMZ Academy, where students like Troy are making over 50K in 30 days, make sure to reach out, send me a DM on Instagram or email the Conquer AMZ Academy. All the links are below. So thanks guys. Thanks for a great 2024 and I'll see you in 2025. Cheers.